President Obama's attention to combine the SBA with the Commerce Department is the same thing that Ronald Reagan was going to try to do and close the agency, and then all the programs for the small businesses where most Americans work. That President Obama is going to try to dismantle the Small Business Administration and every federal program
to close the Small Business Administration as per
companies like Lockheed, Boeing, Northrop, Raytheon, Finn Mechanica in Rome with 73,000 employees, Rolls-Royce, British Aerospace, all getting federal small business contracts. And again, the move to combine the SBA with the Commerce Department
in Washington to help the small businesses, that's the Small Business Administration. It's actually a fairly small agency. There's 28 million small businesses, and Barack Obama is going to try to close it, which would be economic suicide.
You think he's going to dismantle the SBA?
I do.
What is your evidence?
He's got a bill in Congress to allow him to combine agencies, and for 30 years, anytime somebody wants to close the SBA, they have one solution: combine it with the Commerce Department.
Hello.
The Commerce Department.
My name is Lloyd Chapman, and I'm president and founder of the American Small Business League, and we need your help. You'll probably either have received a phone call or will be getting a phone call from a volunteer from the American Small Business League. And our goal is to stop the federal government from closing the Small Business Administration. And I'll tell you why. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, there are 28 million small businesses in America, and they're responsible for over 90% of the net new jobs, over 50% of the gross domestic product, over 50% of the private sector workforce, and over 90% of all U.S. exporters. There's only one agency in Washington to help small businesses, and it's the Small Business Administration. I'm sure that the overwhelming majority of the businesses that belong to your chamber are small businesses, and the SBA is the only agency out there to help them. Even though your chamber members may not be doing business with the government, this $100 billion that goes into the middle class economy filters down to every community and every city and town in America. You remember the TARP and the American Reinvestment Recovery Act? Well, that money was put out there, to create jobs and stimulate the economy. And the same thing is true of the Small Business Administration and the Small Business Act. It requires that this 23% go to small businesses. The effort to close the SBA, by the way, comes from large corporations that want every penny the government spends to go into their pockets. And they want that $100 billion. That's that simple. They want that $100 billion. They don't care about the economy. They don't care about jobs. They care about one thing: their bottom line profits. And unfortunately, I'm afraid that these large corporations have a lot more power in Congress than I think we wish they did. And I don't know what you think, but my personal opinion is that politicians probably listen to the big businesses that fund their campaign more than they do the people that got them elected. I've seen a recent survey that shows that the congressional approval rating is at an all-time low. I've seen surveys lately that show that the number one issue to the American people right now is the economy and jobs. So if we want to create jobs, does it make sense to support the agency that supports the small businesses where most Americans work and over 90% of the net new jobs are created? Think of the economic lunacy of closing the only agency in our government to help the 28 million small businesses where most Americans work and over 90% of the net new jobs are created. So let's show these big corporations that they don't run America, they don't run our country, they don't run our economy, and let your senators and your congressmen know that you and your members of your chamber are against any effort to close the Small Business Administration and against any effort to try to combine it with another agency. By the way, in Washington, D.C., when you want to close an agency, they combine it with another agency. It's an old Washington trick. So please help us save the Small Business Administration. Help us save the small business programs that help the small businesses where most Americans work and where over 90% of the net new jobs are created. My name is Lloyd Chapman with the American Small Business League, and thank you.